What are we? How many days out?
5 days.
Heart of Texas.
5 days out of Heart of Texas. I am not tired, and I will never say I'm tired. Um, I think, you know, I the previous show we came blasting full, like too full, kind of spilled over a little bit. But that's what we thought the division was aiming towards, the softer look. Maybe we overdid it, but this time I think what has always fit my look has always been coming in heeled is a great look for me. That's where my waistline just shows its best. But obviously, with what, considering what the division wants, which is just separation, no striations, uh, that the reason why we didn't want to go too low was to mitigate that from happening, the striations. But I think now we're in the middle, so hopefully on stage it'll be a good showing. But I'm definitely gonna come very, very lean for this one. I think it's going to be my best package ever this time, and I'm definitely excited for it. We'll be in Texas on Thursday in Dallas, and then compete on Saturday. Um, and hopefully I take it and qualify to the Olympia, or else I'm doing another show afterwards, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop. All right. Okay, so what I'm doing today, because it's peak week, I keep all my sessions at a max of 45 minutes, but um, intensity is high to working sets per exercise only, um, and aiming to like 10, 15 reps, or 10, 12 reps on some. That's the rep range. And still, 2 reps in reserve. That's true. Let's get some. Look, the gym's empty. Almost.
Yep. We got empty gym nearly. Labor Day weekend in New Jersey.
Everyone's drunk. Meanwhile, I wake up at 4 a.m. to go get my session. Everyone says that my legs are too big, complaining about it. Or actually, it's a 50-50. I have so many supporters, it's insane. I've had my DMs and my Instagram was blowing up from people loving the fact that how I train and how I look and my personality and everything. The way I describe myself is assertive, and that's why it shows off as the confident and everything. I am an assertive person. I've always been that. I know what I want in life. That's why I've come this far in life. I am a confident person, or else I would not be anywhere near where I am at right now. That's why a lot of people don't even start. They don't even start because they're not confident. They have so many doubts. They have so many fears. I don't allow that in my mind, and I will never allow that, regardless of the outcome. I always have in mind that I'm a winner and I will win, and I'm a winner, and it's done, regardless. That's why I keep saying regardless, because I don't give a fuck about the outcome at this point. I won by building this physique. I inspired training experts. I've inspired open bodybuilders, classic guys. Who does that? Like a woman doing that. That's a very big accomplishment for me. And to be able to actually receive DMs from these big name guys that want to train with me and film, that's it's an honor. It's an honor. So I'm very proud of myself for that. And for the haters, you can keep hating. Habibi, I will keep going. It's not gonna stop me. It actually motivates me. I thrive through that. And you know what? You are literally giving me what I need. You are giving me what you don't want to give me. It's the recognition, and it's keeping me relevant in the game through the hate. Thank you. good. I'm getting really good contraction. That's the goal today and tomorrow and whatever. Workouts, trying to mitigate fatigue as much as I can, and hydrate. 7 liters of water a day. I probably went to the bathroom like 5, 6 times last night. So annoying to wake up just to go to the toilet. So, some of you watched the interview that I had with Beyond the Stage. I don't remember his name, but he's an awesome guy. I said a little bit of my story there, just a little bit because we only had 15 minutes in the interview. Not a lot of people know my story, and I think it would give you an idea of why I am who I am and the way I am today. Very tough, strong, assertive, confident, whatever you want to call it. This energy that is very, very strong. I'm Lebanese. I'm not American. I'm pure Lebanese, and I've lived for the last actually 20 years, up until the age of 20. I've lived my whole life in Lebanon, raised and born there, by a very strict conservative family, Christian family, huge believers in God, huge believers in education. You know, it's like they follow stereotypes. Women should be this, men should be that. You should work, be a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer, etc. It goes like that. Everyone in my family is or an engineer, a lawyer, mostly doctors. It's like that. Or they're really successful businessmen, like my father. I will say, regardless of what you're going to hear right now, I don't blame my parents at all for how they behaved, because I very much understand that they themselves were also raised in a way that structured them to believe a certain way, you know, that I can't comprehend. I never did comprehend, but it is who they are, right? But my grandmother and my grandfather, they were very well known in Beirut. That literally the street was named under my grandfather's family name. And so everyone knows everyone there, everyone talks about everyone knows their business. And when they saw me starting to take my training so seriously, which was at around the age of 16, 17, I've had people follow me at the gym and film me and send it to my family. A lot of people humiliating me. They were humiliating my family as well. That your daughter looks like a man, your daughter is this is disgusting, all the things that you can possibly think of. And obviously my parents, they love me very much, but it also hurts them to hear that, right? And so they were also pressured by my grandparents about this, that I was literally called the whore of the family because of the fact that I wanted to do bodybuilding. And I believe that there are so many women out there that are going through that as well. I receive DMs every day about this from women. And the only thing I can tell you is the only person you have is yourself. I didn't have anyone. So when we moved to Cyprus, I obviously kept going with my career in bodybuilding. I didn't want to stop, but I had threats here and there. My parents even threatened me from stopping my education, not paying for it, not paying for my food. They wouldn't help me with anything. They would take the car away. So many things. And that is when actually I started, there was a lot of fighting at home, a lot of it. That I started having panic attacks. Like, my mother was very, how to say this, she I don't want to make her look bad, but she cursed at me so many times, and she called me names every day of my entire existence. I'm a whore, I'm just like her my biological dad. She raised a cow, all these things that you can possibly think of. that made me look really. It broke my self-esteem for quite some time. But the fact that they broke me so hard is why I've rised so high as well. That I didn't stop regardless, because I loved what I was doing. It didn't matter what they said. I just wanted to keep going. It's not only the my family that has actually, been really hard on me. It's also the men that I was with. It was crazy. Um, they wanted me to be a housewife. They didn't want me to work. They, all of this that happened to me made me feel like I'm very incapable in life. And the only thing that made me feel so free and capable was the one thing that I could do alone, which was training and teach myself through that. Um, so that guy I was with, my ex-fiance, I don't want to say his name because he's not a bad person. He's just very aggressive. Remember, I was around the age of 18, 19, and I told him, I'm gonna make the Olympia. He was an ex-bodybuilder too, but he didn't go high. I said, I'm gonna make the Olympia. And he said, at first he's like doubting me. I could see it in his eyes, but um, he wasn't very supportive of it because his family, they're a different religion and they're very closed-minded on that. Women even just showing a little bit of skin. So it's like judgment all the time there at their place. But um, yeah, he didn't truly believe in me. He was very aggressive. He wanted me to do like a couple shows just to get it off my chest and just be done with it. And I remember he would sit with with my parents, with my mom mainly, literally right in front of my face. They would sit and talk about me and say, "Oh, she's just a kid. She doesn't know what she wants. She's gonna get over it eventually, blah, blah, blah," all this shit. And I told them, you don't have any idea how dedicated I am to this. You have no idea. And they wouldn't believe me because of my age, because I'm a kid, I was a kid. And my mother did the same with her friends, which she'd invite her friends over, and I'm like eating 10 meals a day. At the time, I was eating 10 meals a day, and I was natural. My mom would sit with her friends, and they would shit talk me right in front of my face. And if I try to get out of the room, she will be louder for me to hear it, what she's saying. Like, oh, now we're gonna we're gonna smell the chicken all over the place. It's gonna smell. All she wants to fucking do is eat chicken. Look at her body. She's too bulky. She's not feminine. All these things that I get called every fucking day on my social media. I'm not feminine. I'm not feminine. I'm not. Listen, you're putting me in a box that you don't fucking understand. Femininity is so. Everyone looks at it very differently than the other. If I am assertive and confident and I know what I want, that doesn't make me any less womanly. If I am strong at the gym, that doesn't make me any less of a woman. You don't even know how I am with my relationships. You don't know me as a person, you only know the Tiffany at the gym. And the reason why I'm successful is because I understand intensity in and out of the gym, and how to apply it, and where to apply it, and when to apply it, and to who to apply it. I have my boundaries. I know what I give. I've heard this all my entire life. You're not feminine every fucking day. You're not feminine. You're a whore. Are you doing porn? Literally, my mother asked me that question many times. She locked me in the room, throw out her third finger. I've had to deal after the Olympia 2023, guys. When I cut my hair this short, I've had to deal with severe depression. Severe depression that nobody understands. And if anyone went through what I went through, they wouldn't even step on that stage. But because I owed it to myself and I knew I was going to show the worst physique of my entire existence, I knew it. But I'm not one to back off. This is not who I am. I will show up at my worst and then deal with it later. But I'm not gonna back off. I had, I've held, I've had severe depression, and I've had to schedule appointments with a mental health coach, which I thank her very much. Her name is Mac. She's called the Human Builder on social media. She guided me through this, and she's probably one of the few people who has seen me here in the U.S. and understood me, and she has helped me get through what I was going through. There were times I was a walking dead, that I just would feel emptiness in my life, especially after not me just leaving a family that has hurt me the most, but going into another relationship that has also hurt me. And everyone blamed me for that relationship, but nobody understands what happened in that relationship either. You speak as if you understand, but you don't fucking know what was going on. And I'm not saying that anyone here that there's only one side of the story. There's definitely two sides of the story always, but that hurt me, and I went through severe depression. That is when I became the toughest version of my entire life, because everyone that I've ever met have sorry have hurt me. Everyone has hurt me. And the reason why you are all seeing a great version of Tiff this year is because of one man in my life right now. His name is Raj Chopra, who's filming this right now. He we started back in wait. Let me do a set, and then we'll catch up on this again. Let's see. You know why it doesn't work? So I'll explain it. This doesn't really work because the first thing you're initiating is from the knee. It's coming from the knee. It's definitely Bulgarian split squats is definitely my go-to instead of this, but it works. It works. All right, let's do it. It's just better right now. And what I'm trying to do is mitigate fatigue, and doing Bulgarians and I go heavy on those is going to really put a lot of pressure on my back, and it's fine. Right now I don't need it. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, it
But
looks
it needs a
good.
lot of focus for me to feel the glute. So that's when I met Raj. Wait, I need to sit down. Ah, my gosh, I'm so. That's when I met Raj, and he flew out. We had great conversations for straight 3 days about things that really interest me that I could actually never speak about with anyone except for my sister, because she's that interested in things like that too. And I think he was the only man that I've ever met that fell in love with me, not because of my drive. A lot of men fell in love with me at first because of my drive, but they can't handle the intensity in me, neither the soft in me, because I'm actually very soft. So he was the only one who could actually see me, but not just see me, also teach me about myself that I didn't know. I was like, wait, that actually makes sense. So he actually looked at me, and I will always say this, I said it on my story many times, but he said, when I look at you like you are luxury. And the only other person that has ever told me that was my mother. She looks at me and my sister as if we are something out of this world. But he saw me for who I am and more. And that brought me back to my reason to why I'm doing this, to who I am, and to fall in love with who I am instead of run away from it, just as much as every other person was that didn't accept it or couldn't handle it or described it as not enough because they couldn't receive it. Do you know when people can't receive you, they can't understand what you're saying? It's like you're talking to a child. It's quite like that. They will never see the gold in you when they can't, they don't have the capacity to. It's kind of like that. But yeah, he's the only man who could ever understand me and more and give me the life that I've always wanted. I've always wanted the life that I'm living currently right now, and finally I can say that I've achieved it and I'm accomplished. But I will say, going back to the whole thing, it is because of the women nowadays that there is such thing as feminism, because of the many women that tell me and tell women that are like me, strong, independent, soft, brave, courage, all these things that a lot cannot be because they are afraid. It's because of you that feminism exists. It's because of you that women tend to lean to the weaker side. They tend to lean to being, hee. I'm not that, and I will never be that. And as much hate as I get, I will never become what people want me to be, and I will never follow stereotypes or trends. I will only follow who I am. I'm not trying to be someone else or be the opposite or be anything. I'm just gonna be me, and whether you like it or not, this is who I am. And whether you like it or not, I am greatly accomplished. Just enough without the stage, with what I do at the gym, is something 99% of the people, even men, are afraid to do. So what I'm doing today is an accomplishment, and that is going to inspire the other many women that are afraid to do it. They will, and that's my other goal. So I love what I do. I will always be strong. It's just no one kind of inserted it in me. I've always been like that since I was a kid. It's the experiences, obviously, that shaped me into becoming a stronger version of myself, but I've always been an assertive tiff. Always. So the whole idea of this, telling you my story, what I am doing, the goals that I have, everything that I'm doing is, it's not just for me. It's for the many women, and I speak on behalf of the many women out there that have gone through what I've gone through, if not worse, that have been bullied, that have been afraid to speak up, that are faced by this every single day. I am here today to support these women and to show you that you are also capable with only faith and consistency and discipline. That's it. And unconditional faith, discipline, consistency. Without a doubt, just keep moving one step forward at a time. That's it. This is why I do what I do. It's for them. Damn. Fuck. Shit.